Hello, everyone, and welcome back to War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. It's December 21, 1942, and we don't forget the key word may, have something interesting happen here at Mole Mine with some surface action. It's my hope. I don't know if I messed it up. I was thinking about it between a couple days ago when I sent the turn, and this morning when I got the turn. So, hoping for the best and expecting the worst because, you just never know, right? So, see if we can deal with the I-32 in the meantime. It's just one, I guess it's firing various. Ooh, we get a direct hit. Oh, nice damage there. Otherwise, it looks like just rattles. Okay. One direct hit may be enough to send it back, though, to repair, which frees our. Uh-oh, what did I hear? Um, Not sure what that sound is. It seems like that's the sound for abandoned ship. If so, maybe he's lost a ship up here in our minefields. I, I'm gonna say I doubt it. I just have no idea what that's from. I also didn't hear the sinking sound. Now he's doing the same to us at Tong Yi, but it's a night raid, so we should be okay. We do lose a P-40 though. Hey, we do sink a ship after all. All right, this is a mine layer or two here at Phuket or near it. I guess that's that island there. Yeah, I don't know if we're running into a situation there too at Mole Mine. If he's got a lot of mines, we'll find out. Let's get through this bombardment. All right, this is another situation where I'm not using my destroyers. Um, to bombard because it'd be nice to have them as much anti-aircraft as we can. This is my invasion force. These are escorts for it, and here they come. So first it was Milne Bay, now Lunga, and we're losing a bit more than we have in the recent past, but and we're still unloading here at Milne Bay. And then soon to come, within the next couple days, we'll be making island, making atoll. Ten coastal guns. He doesn't have much here. He has a lot at Mill Bay. We got the Thresher up here in the Marianas, or trying to interdict the Marianas. Man, all he's got is sub chasers, but I guess that makes sense. Alright, these are the mod 2, which means they can get down to us. Let's see how we get through this. Okay. Yeah, no direct hits there. All right, we're sweeping these tanks because I want to bomb them. And it looks like he doesn't have anything here. I'm hitting Rabaul Air Base because that was uh, undamaged. That last our recons checked, and I just wanted to, make sure it remained damaged. And I think I messed up my British battleships there in the Bay of Bengal, but man, it's as if I played this game before. I'm just saying, it's just, how did I drop that ball? I was supposed to send him at full speed, and I think I messed up and kept at mission speed or whatever. Frustrated with myself there. Okay, here come the bombers hitting his tanks. How do we do? Oh wow, that's pretty good damage. I mean, 159 casualties, and we are heading into this hex, so it behooves us to do some damage to what looks like to be a division. Wow, we're running right into a division, but I'm gonna hit it hard. I don't think I'm gonna do a shock attack, but I'll certainly do a deliberate attack as soon as I get in there. And we'll have to cap this hex because he's probably gonna try to bomb our troops as well. Yeah, we're bringing in reinforced. This is another group of troops um, unloading here. We lose 11 troops accidentally lost on the beach. But yeah, we're bringing in some more infantry. We're gonna have to bring in a bit more. But I may do an attack, just kind of test the waters. He may be out of supply. Or I should say low on supply. Now that doesn't mean anything. He could still tenaciously defend his territory, even with little or no supply. Okay, this is him bombarding us, which it might be auto bombarding due to our unloading, but this makes me wonder if he has supplies or has or doesn't have. I still have no confirmation. But see these extra units being dropped off. I don't even know why I'm bringing in this company and this these two companies. Um, but hey, little assault value all adds up. And then we're gonna have three artillery units here to bombard in reply. And really, I think this is lackluster enough of a turn resolution that we're just going to skip any analysis and because no air to air, um, we'll just jump right into the and oh, my port strike on mole mine did not go. Um, yeah, we're bombarding him, but not with these new artillery units that have been dropped off. I think it's just going to be our division here, just a guess. But we do, wow, significant damage. Let's get that artillery unloaded and do some more of that. And here's our daily bombardment up here in Tungu. All right, I guess that's it. I don't think there's anything to talk about for this 21st. So we'll just jump right into the 22nd. Although I reserve the right to change my mind once I start looking at things. If there's something I want to share, I'll throw it up here. Otherwise, we'll move on. Okay, as I thought. Well, this is why I said that caveat. There's nothing really to point out here. It's 6-4 in his favor, but we lost two Warhawks there on the ground at Tongyi. He's probably going to bomb it again. I'm going to have to cap it. But I just wanted to point out too, this was interesting. He lost two destroyers, it looks like, both due to mines there at Rangoon. One probably almost made it back to the mole mine. One sank. Anyway, this is where they sank, but just wanted to point out that he lost a couple of destroyers. Suppose, again, there's no guarantee this is correct, but I just thought it was interesting and of note. So the more of these ships he loses, the more he's discouraged from going in there. Even if we're losing minefields um, and having trouble maintaining them, if he's discouraged, if he's taken hits and stops bombarding Rangoon, it's essentially the same as well, it has the same effect to Rangoon as if we sink all of his ships. Obviously, sinking all the ships is even better. But let's move on. Just wanted to point those out. Okay, December 22, 1942. Here's the thing. I was a bit frustrated with the Royal Navy there in the Bay of Bengal because I had it on full speed to rush into Mole Mine, but they only went halfway. So I have no idea what happened there, but I continued on today, so we'll see how it plays out. All right, we have some more troops offloading here at Milne Bay and Lunga. I am I am attacking here. It's small enough ground force, defensive ground force. I think it's something we can do. And I have bombers flying support, provided it's not bad weather. Come on, Pike. Oh yeah. Ooh, nice. Okay, one torpedo hit. One, actually, two hit. One detonated, and we may have a sunk cargo ship. Okay. Based on how long that dud message showed up, I wonder if both of our torpedoes were duds. Okay, he bugged out of here. We'll sink this ship and just, oh, look, he's running away. He knows we're coming. I have it set to bombard, so we'll bombard mole mine, and we also are bombing the port. I don't know what's in this task force, but we're going to wreck the port so bad he won't be able to use it for a while. These are 15-inch hits. I'm surprised it's still afloat. I honestly don't care if we waste our ammunition on this ship, but there it goes. He left that ship here probably to keep me from having a surface reaction, and again, that's fine. We'll bombard this port. Okay, couldn't get it the second time. All right, this time we have flak. He just gets one hit. He didn't want to hit the same place twice. Flak destroyed one of his nels. I'm surprised he didn't go for naval attack. Oh, he probably doesn't have any fighters to escort, so he had to do a night bombing and settle for that. All right, here goes the bombardment. I almost just did a surface combat task force and to come in and hit this and run away. But if I had, we would have just knocked out the one destroyer and left. But we're gonna hit this and then we'll go back. Uh, I may I may opt to go up to I don't know. I don't think our battleships can get into. Um, I, why is the name eluding me? Anyway, up here, the Indian major city. All right, so we're just gonna get through this. Look at all that. Whoa! So we're able to. I didn't realize he had planes here. Oh man, this might have been a good choice. So we damaged a bunch of these Tojos, or a bunch of damage on one. I doubt we did 41 on one. That means when we do this day raid, maybe it will. But I would have hit the airfield if I would have known. Look at all these planes we could have destroyed with bombers. But I went for the port anyway. It's fine. We'll do a airfield raid tomorrow. And this is subchasers patrolling here between Macon and Tarawa. It looks like we're getting some good hits in. All right. Well, oh, okay. We're still attacking even if we don't know where he is. All right, we're out of ammo. We're gonna have to go back and. But what? Well, okay, one hit, but that was I think a decent hit there. Well, we're unloading here. I think it's pretty obvious what we're doing, but he shouldn't be able to hold off what I've got there at Guadalcanal. All right, it's daytime, and we get caught here off of Sakhalin, but we don't launch torpedoes, and he doesn't find us. All right, we're heading back out, and we're attacking the sub in shallows, so this should get wrecked. You know what I didn't look at? How much damage we did to the port here. I looked at all, I was so enamored by the air losses he had, but we'll have to look at that. Well, here's the Norman. Norman takes a turn. All right, come on, it's shallow. Ooh, there's a direct hit. Force him to the surface, people. Getting some damages due to near misses. I don't know if we're doing enough damage because if if we could get more damage to him, he would surface and we could take him out. In this case, he may slink away and get to a port for repairs. But I doubt he's going to this port. Looks like he's bugged out. Is this all the farther we're gonna get away from Mole Mine? I hope this was just on the way out because I don't want to be stuck out here like that. That makes me nervous. We don't fire again, and he doesn't find us again. Although in this case, we just got sighted and snuck away. Yeah, there's a Mavis shot down. Nice. I think that was shot down by our escort carrier fighters. Oh, look at that. Let's say he has something right there. I don't know what it is, but man, it's right. Look at that. Okay, so he did send air units to us, and I don't know if this includes a carrier. I know he had a light carrier in the area, but I also thought I had 100% escort or um, long range cap here, so I'm disappointed that it's it's only 7 martlets and 4 fulmars. Hmm. Lost a fulmar. Maybe lost a couple more on the way as they try to land on the carriers. Maybe they'll crash. Man, get into those beddies, people, please. Oof. All right. So our battleships have to just survive with flak, which they might. We'll see. Okay. Well, We take a torpedo into the Valiant. That's a shame. I'm worried about this. All right, so that sub is not launching these planes. Maybe Jalouit. All right, so I thought we had a lot of cap here, um, what's the word? Local cap, and don't even need to fly long range cap anymore. But it's just 8, so we'll see how we do. I if they're bombing ships, I'd rather they. Um, I don't know what's here. There's some stuff unloading, but if he's worried about an aggressive move, I think it's these ships here. But let's. Well, I'm gonna skip this because. Well, hey, we got more coming. But I'm still gonna skip this. We got a lot more to cover. All right, so 13 Betties get in, and he's hopefully wasting torpedoes. We'll see. Immediately, we have a Wildcat that has to land. Usually, after the bombing, we can go right after the bombers, but this may be a scenario where the Zeros have enough fuel to stay back with the bombers, and I don't know. I don't know how the mechanics work. But we lost a bunch of Wildcats just leaving the fight. But anyway, again, I'm just going to skip through this. Um, Certainly, we don't have enough flak from these two sub-trait chasers to shoot anything down. All right, here's he's bombing the ground troops. Okay, no sweeps. Well, I'm glad his planes were parked on the runway. This is again bombing the port. 14 hits, 2 supply hits. Also, I wouldn't mind hitting some fuel here. This is clear sky. It should be, man, that we could have gotten a bunch of planes. Part of the objective here is to see if any boats are here, of course, and sink them. And the other part, the other objective is to make it so that he can't. I mean, it'll be way harder to use that port, level 1 port, of course, as well to repair. I mean, rearm. That's what I meant to say. Alright, so we're soft. Well, the goal is to soften these troops up for our attack. I mean, we shouldn't have any trouble anyway, but it never hurts to bomb first. Looks like he has a tank unit here. Tank company. Okay. Um, Now it's heavy rain, so we're not quite as productive as I would have liked. Wow, he probably has two light carriers here. All right, we don't have much. We'll just skip this. He comes in with a full, what do you call it, complement of stuff. These bombs shouldn't do too much damage. Now the torpedoes will, and that one took two torpedoes, three torpedoes. Two, two more torpedoes, three more torpedoes after what the Nels did. Yeah, we're probably going to lose two battleships from this raid. It wasn't worth it if I mean, certainly for points, it wasn't worth it. I'm just going to get out of this. So I don't know how he has so many planes. What I mean is, like, they kept coming. I thought he only had this many planes, but he was bringing in more. I mean, it was just wave after wave after wave. Okay, so we lose the Valiant. We probably will lose, forget it, we'll lose all four of these battleships. Way to come in a little bit late, buddy. Okay, we'll just skip this. All right, I'm gonna skip through this as well. Hey, we actually shoot down a Betty with whatever anti-aircraft fire we have here. All right. Okay, so I'm surprised he hasn't knocked that hex out yet. Okay, speaking of. All right, yeah, we take a good beating there. All right, so this unit that was here got kicked out here. We marched it northeast. Now he's trying to knock us back out of here. We get 1-to-1 odds, and we take a pretty big beating there. All right, so his bombardment, he takes a lot of casualties, and here's our counterattack. Now we have a tank battalion. He has a company. No, yeah, company, tank company. Let's see how we do. Okay, we do capture it. Well, we force them to retreat. It was 8-to-1 even at fort level 2. Yeah. Now we have fatigue, although now we can just rest. And whenever we're ready, just move to the north of the island, or in this case, the west, north or west or northwest. Anyway, so we destroyed 24 potentially tanks, and we lose very little. So we'll sit here and recover, and then continue the advance. The good thing is now we can reinforce this and build it up to a veritable base, air base, and whatnot. So we're bombarding, I think, with just the artillery pieces, these 3 artillery. So let's see how we do. Okay, pretty nice results here. I'm tempted to attack. It would be at 1-to-1 at best, but he may be worn out and he may also be out of supply. Okay, that's the turn. Let's okay. Auckland, I can probably turn those fortifications off. I think we're safe down there. And then take a few minutes to bounce around the map, look at our critical situations here. Look at the hot spots and the cool spots. Most likely, I mean, mostly the hot spots. And yeah. Okay, maybe I did go down far enough to see this, but I didn't really pay attention to it very closely. We only did 11 port hits, but of course we had bombers come in after and beat it up as well. But we did hit the air bases and runway, and of course even some ground troops damage. And you can see the air units lost as well. All right, now Let's jump into the ops stuff. And, feel free to pause as usual and take a look at whatever you're interested in. I'm just kind of trying to look at this quickly, skim it, if anything stands out. Um, yeah, these are way backwater bases. 1 point. I got 2 victory points here. I'll have to turn off Auckland forts. Um, got a sub at Darwin upgrading and also Blackfish at Pago Pago. All right, and then we got a few ready to go back out, it looks like. And we did lose the Valiant. We admitted it, I guess, because it's pretty obvious. And let's take a look at our air losses versus his. So we lose 14, a lot of ops losses. That's possibly due to sinking, maybe some on the ships that sank, um, but certainly also long range cap and whatnot. Maybe lost some Fulmers that way. But he lost 34. Again, the attrition war is heavily in our favor. 34, 49. Um, and Yeah, 49, but this is 51, so we'll kind of, just for purposes of this, we'll just look at it. He loses 12 more Tojos on the ground, and 19 zeros we just shredded, some over Tarawa, and some over the Bay of Bengal. Uh, he lost 5 Betties, 2 to Flak, and 3 to Ops, and those were probably over Rangoon, I'm not sure. No, sorry, Prom. And then Vals, he did lose a few Vals and a few Kates. The British anti-aircraft was pretty lackluster, honestly. These destroyers at Tarawa did a better job, but he could have better pilots over there as well, more defensive, and so forth, defensive trained. Anyway, you can see this, and we'll look at ours. We lose 4 Fulmers, actually only 1 to Ops. So those ones that were damaged likely made it back, or were lost in the further waves. And we do lose a couple of F4 F4s, but we don't lose any. We did not lose any British Wildcats. So that's good. Um, to Hurricane 2Cs. These were from long range capping, likely. And although I don't know what my F4 Wildcats were doing long range capping, these might be over Tarawa. Anyway, and then we did lose these 2 Walrus 2s from the sinking Valiant, like most like. And yeah, let's just go. Sorry. Let's look at our pilots, and then also we only lost 4 pilots total. It's possible these 2 are the ones that were on the Valiant, and then confirm that we lost the Valiant, worth 188. He lost supposedly the I-121 and the Oshio. I think we can feel comfortable. He lost. All right. So he did come in and bomb. We do have only 17 aircraft. That can't be right. Whoops. So what are we looking at here when I hover over this? It says 17 aircraft, but we have more than that. And he has full detection on this. Although we shot him down. He came and discovered us, and then we shot him down. We're going in, and it's the 1st Marine Division and Tank Battalion. And I am going to flip this to unload because, nope, wrong click. because I think we're going to be able to do 2 full unload turns. These are fighters and should be capping. Yeah, 100% cap. We're not going to play around. If he comes in with these bombers, we want to make sure we're good. Um, and the battleships, I'm gonna turn this off, cancel follow, and flip it to bombardment. And you know what? Let's see. I don't think the escorts do enough to use them. I don't know if that's true or not, but I would like to have full flak ammunition. I think I usually go with 15, 15 bombard. We can just do 0 react. We'll just stay in the hex and remain on station. So oops, almost totally went back. We'll go into Macon, stay on station, and bombard. And that way we add the flak value here, 2884, to the any air action here. All right, pulling that trigger. I think I'm probably gonna have to. His subs keep pulling back further and further, so these guys can probably stop hanging out here. But I might leave them there for a little bit longer because anything we have coming in will come in some from this way, some from this way, and it wouldn't hurt to just make sure this east side is protected. All right. Now we took Lunga and we're just gonna keep unloading supplies. But I mean, we don't have a lot of supplies here. We're just gonna have to make a dedicated supply convoy to bring some stuff here. But we can build. I'm gonna go ahead and expand the port first because because that's probably what we need first is to get supplies and whatnot in here and not have to do amphibious unloading. Because we'll build this air base up. Hmm. I mean, technically, I don't have any aviation support anyway. So we'll just focus on, for now, Tulagi will be our air base until we can get I'll just get maybe the port up to 1 or 2, and then we'll flip to airfield. But also I need to bring a lot of engineers because I guess this will have some engineers, 50 plus, and we should have some in the infantry division. And then the tanks won't have any. But there's not enough engineers for me to. Well, I'll rest this for sure, and the rest of these they can lower fatigue by, by not fighting. But they'll remain in defensive posture. Okay, I should say combat posture. Um, and then we've got these troops slowly moving, but they're a third of the way there. That's pretty good, right? A third of the way to Buna. And likewise, Sparrow Battalion, well, not quite a third. This is taking a bit longer to get to this location. Part of the reason is there's a road here and not here. So Sparrow is going to get there a bit later than the rest. And yeah. And this is a third of the way here. Oh, a little bit more than a third of the way, but not quite half. It's going to be a while before they're there. But here's the thing. this base should quickly build up to a nice solid 8, and we'll really project out once that's done. But we need to get some base forces in these two bases. I'll probably go with um, making this my main base and just have a naval support unit here, because this will have a decent sized port to load and unload. Although it wouldn't hurt to have even a small amount of naval support there. Maybe 100 naval support here to help load and unload, and then but mainly airfield size 8. That'll be our main air base in the South Pacific. In the Southwest Pacific, Port Moresby will be, because it's going to be level 9, air capacity of 9. Speaking of which, it's been a while since we've had this upgrade, hasn't it? Um, got a lot of engineers. It's just really slow going. As soon as the port capacity gets to 5, though, all the engineers can focus on the airfield, and we'll get it done in pretty quick order. Um, I think this is unloading supplies, and very slowly, but it's still happening. What I need to, and it has 12 naval support. I'm not sure how this mechanic works, because I have no naval support, but it's giving me some free. Maybe I'll try to figure that out sometime. But also, I need to get some of these. I'd like to get some of these troops, this engineer unit, because it has some aviation support. Get them up here into Horn Island. All right, moving on. And by the way, back down there in the South and Southwest Pacific, basically we're just status quo on the bombing missions. Soon I will probably do a test strike at Milne Bay just to kind of feel them out. But what I want to do before that is get into both Buna and the hex west of Buna, northwest, because I want to make it so that people aren't retreating and make me have to chase them down. That would be ideal. All right. So we have had terrible results here. I kind of want to just simply, I guess we could return to Trincomalee, but Colombo isn't much further. Let's just go there at mission speed, in fact, cruise speed, just very gingerly, and preferably away from the carriers. I can't even believe these are floating, although they're very precarious. This one I will probably leave. In fact, I'll set waypoint of this, and this will be cruise speed. And then what I'll do is I'll have this with all of its fighters, which have been pretty wrecked. I'll change the patrol levels 100% cap. Set all, and I have to set these separate because they're not the same type. Um, all right, that may not hold if he sends another squadron, but this time we're going to change, and we're going to follow these battleships at 0 hex. And so this time we're trading places. Now, if he hits me with these, we're in trouble. But I mean, what, I'm kind of in trouble anyway. And meanwhile, let's let's transfer this Arunta. Cancel. I just realized I think I'm going to do the other way around actually. Because this has a good, well, hopefully a good commander. Let's do escort, and we'll transfer. Uh, hmm, we'll do that instead, which reset my carriers, I'm sure, but um, and then from Chrome, I will. Um, ooh, that's 7. All right, so I think I need to. What happens if I do this? Okay, let's go here, and then waypoint 2 will be here. So the idea being, oh, he's gonna go. Why is he go? Why? That's so weird. Avoiding air. Let's just do high. All right. So one of the reasons I'm doing this is here. Um, I'll explain here in a second. Um, so all these carrier aircraft should fly directly overhead. Okay. And then these anything that can fly 6, which is that's ACAB. That's um, we're gonna lose that cap unless 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, I guess we could go 3 I don't know. I kind of want to just start heading up this way as quickly as possible. Let's see how fast we're gonna move. 1. So it's gonna move very slowly. And that's with zero ops used. So this is just going to be miserable. And these will move slow as well. I may I may have to absorb losing a couple of cruisers, but who knows? I may lose some battleships as well. Um, so the other thing is he may, I don't know if he moved his aircraft here, left him here, what. But check this out too, by the way. Our troops are very close to, in fact, this unit will be in their next turn, and what we'll do is a bombardment to see what he has, and a bombing run, a bombardment and bombing run, and then so that makes me think we need to bomb. I think if we bomb his airfield, will he have? escaped with his planes already. I mean, if he's bouncing back and forth between these, I'll never know. All right. Anyway, I'll do that after the recording. So Akyab is too far away. I just don't want to move that close to. I want to get out of here. But we have these P40s, which can long range cap to cover this, and it's currently out of range. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As soon as he's up in here and moving very slowly, these P40s will be able to reach over there and protect him, I think. But in the meantime, these just won't reach anymore, and they're wrecked. They're roasted, 40 fatigue. They really need to rest. These guys, I'm just going to go ahead and stand down. We need them fresh for this attack next turn. In the meantime, I'm going to do this sweep again, maybe? Yeah, we've got low enough fatigue. We're going to do this sweep, and we're going to bomb the airfield. I mean, I'm tempted to hit Chiang Mai, but I don't know where his bombers are coming from, if it's here or not. And I have not been doing recon there, so that is a shame. Shame on me. I've got a lot of work to do, so let me wrap this up. He should flip into here next turn, and that'll allow him to get supplies quicker, but also move a lot quicker up this road and get out of there. All right, we're in a pretty precarious situation here, but to protect my battleships, I would love to get this carrier here and also have some cover from Prome. If I lose these battleships trying to get out of there, I mean, it is what it is. I can't. I'm going to do the best I can to get them out of there and give them as much cover as I possibly can, but there's no guarantee that we will survive this. Well, look at that. 80. Look at all those carriers. How does he I guess he has a lot of carriers. We've seen several down here in the Southern Pacific, South Pacific, and we see a lot up here as well. He certainly has a lot more stuff than we do. All right, on to bigger and better things. So yeah, just to finish what I was saying, I'm probably going to bomb Mole Mine, and I will attack. I will pull the trigger on this attack um, somewhere down here. Yeah, we are very close to pulling it all, initiating it. These guys are probably 3 days from here. I may pull the trigger. Oh, we got this guy lagging behind. Yeah, 3 to 4 days. We may go before January 1, or we may wait still till January 1. And I hope that this operation down here will draw some forces from the north, because when he sees huge numbers of troops, it may be a red alert to him and cause him to rush down here. What it will do is attract bombers, that's for sure. But when you have this much AV, it just may be too. It may just, you may be able to steamroll still. Plus, we do have fighters in the area to cap us. I may need to move more into the area, but we still have them. Um, Speaking of, as soon as these P-66s are recovered, we'll fly back to Chungking and rebuild them, and probably get some more fighters from here down to Changsha. Um, I I have to wait till January to get more pilots to train, but some of these will have trained. And see this? They're in pretty good shape. And then we'll pull them out of here and fill the important squadrons, and then rinse and repeat. Anyway, it's intense, that's for sure. And of course, you can pick on me all you want over the operation by Burma. It probably wasn't worth four battleships and potentially a carrier to do that. And I'll agree with you. However, I thought my air cover would be enough, but it clearly was not. And my battleships also retreated further than I had anticipated. I thought they would be still close enough to Prome. See, this is too far away. So instead of the P-47s covering it, they were just out of range. So if only they had gone slower, to a slower path, or something like that, we could have covered it also with these aircraft. So anyway, it's a shame all around. It's a shame, and there's nothing I can. It's too late to do anything about it now. I have lost so many ships in this theater that it's absurd, and he keeps coming. He stays extremely strong here. Now, one thing that's tempting is to bring the U.S. fleet up here and just destroy whatever he has. And that's certainly something I'm thinking about. It will certainly take a long time to get around there, and I probably would take a path that would, for secrecy, that would bring us down around the southern part of Australia. Plus, I'm kind of in a position where already I need to get some of this stuff back to base to repair and so forth. So, um, yeah, I have to see this. I have to do a lot of organizing and figuring out what I'm really going to do. So what I may do is, after this operation is through, because I think we're pretty safe here. After this operation is through, and we feel comfortable about our situation here, I'll probably go back to Sydney and reorganize, rest, repair, reorganize. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Talk to you guys next time. Take care, everyone. Bye.